I'm not for it, but also like I'm for it, you know? Okay, hey guys, I am finally caught up with Riverdale. I'm gonna be so disappointed and so sad with myself if I do not get this episode up before the next one. So I'm hoping I can get this up like tonight or tomorrow. And then fingers crossed I can react live to the rest of them. That would be the goal. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this episode. I loved the last episode, so hopefully it's just as good as that one. But I have heard people say that this episode's not good, so we'll see though. I don't go in with a grudge. I'll make my own decision, I guess. But yeah, just a quick reminder that if you want to see the uncut reactions to Riverdale, the link at the top of my description will take you to my Patreon, and there you can watch the full unedited uncut episode along with me. So the whole 42 45 whatever minute episode, all uncut. So when you're seeing this on YouTube, it's all edited down a ton for copyright, and also just certain things don't make the cut, you know? So if you want to see all of it, unfiltered, everything, check out my Patreon. You'll also get every single other show I react to, all under the same tier. So it's not just Riverdale, it's every show for $5 a month. So I think that's a pretty good price for what you get, you know? Also, all my videos have been just like getting claimed recently, so that's a good way to help me out if you care or if you have the means to. If not, totally cool. They're still going to be on YouTube, just heavily edited. But other than that, let's get right into this, guys. Here we go.
They go to the same
So
school.
he lived?
They think about the same things, mostly cars and
Yay.
girls, but very different passions drive them.
He alive.
It's the day after Halloween, when a car full of bulldogs drove off a bridge and into Sweetwater River.
Damn.
All the bulldogs most likely would have drowned if not for Reggie, who pulled them from the water one by one.
Aww. So Julian literally owes him his life.
I knew bringing that pumpkin was a bad idea. It's his fault, had to have been, and I want him off my team.
Okay.
It was Julian behind the wheel.
You know what I do know?
Right.
That
Screw you.
thug
Isn't it
has been
Julian's
trouble
car?
since the day he got here, and I want him
Thug.
gone.
Typical fucking racism.
You should be focusing on your son. Everything
Period.
else can be sorted out later.
Yeah, as if he cares. It also is just so funny to me that they care so much about this high school football team. Like, what are you getting from this? Or not football, basketball. Basketball team. Like, what are you getting from this? Nothing.
Strikes me as a open and shut case.
Open and shut?
How about I'm
Sheriff,
sorry
whoever this maniac is,
for getting you
killed
sent
Ethel's
away?
parents, killed Mr. Rayberry, and tried to bump off Ethel. If you have all the answers, who is he?
Right. You're just gonna close the case? Because there's no way that he's the only one doing it.
We need to get Ethel back to the sisters.
No.
No.
After all that, you fucking ass.
But not the sisters.
Right. After
Archie, do you
the blame that you put on her and treating her like shit, sending her away like that, I think you can figure something else out.
Jughead, slow down. What is
Oh, is
this
Ethel
about
gonna stay
Ethel?
with him? Oh, f you, Alice.
It might be best if you stay with the Coopers.
Again?
No, the last
Right.
time that I stayed with Mrs. Cooper, she sent me away to that horrible place.
Right.
Sending you to the sisters was more Mr. Cooper's idea.
Of course it was. Betty's face. I don't know why I just remembered. I was gonna say that Archie's mom and Alice like look like a cute little lesbian couple that got interrupted in the middle of the night. And then I remembered that Archie's mom is either like bi or something because she was dating a woman. The f? Hell yeah.
I knew that I had to dive back down there and get everyone out. Even in that moment, I knew that if any of those guys died,
It'd be on you.
especially Blossom, that I'd be blamed for it.
Yep. Damn. So he pretty much did it because he had to do it for himself. Hey, I mean, he could have died saving them, but if he didn't, he would be blamed for everything. So he didn't really have a way out of that.
Don't be ridiculous, Elizabeth. I'll be driving Ethel to school this morning.
You can't be trusted, bitch. If I was her, I'd be like, then you're driving me too, because she's gonna just like become her mom now and not Betty's.
And now she's playing nice with her and treating.
Can I just say, like, I'm fine. It is what it is. The 50s thing, it is what it is. But why couldn't they go back to the 50s and not be in high school? Please. Because, like, at this point, please, they look like grown-ass adults. Come on. I'm sorry if you hear my rings clanking together. They look like grown adults. They look nothing like the high school age. And then some of the storylines are so, like, outrageous for high school, which is why I was so excited when they finally jumped to them being adults out of college. When they finally jumped from them being written in high school to, like, college, after college, I was so relieved because, like, okay, they can do these adult storylines now and it's not going to be weird. And then the last season, 7 fucking years later, we're gonna put these grown-ass adults back as high schoolers. Some of them looked too old to be a high schooler in the first season, and now 7 years later we're putting them back there. I just don't get it. I don't get it, man.
You don't have to sell me on the pain of phony parents.
They should move in together, get an
I'd
apartment.
invite you to stay with me at the Pembroke, but
I don't
truth be
live there.
told, I've been living at the Babylonium ever since my parents locked me out of our apartment.
Aw. I'm so glad that she's honest with her about it.
They tell me I'm solid. They pat me on the back.
It's Archie's.
They see a son, student, team player.
He's like, I'm just gonna sink into my chair.
And there's no one there. Just smoke
Aw.
and mirrors. And I do not know how to be solid.
Aww.
That was incredible, Clay.
I agree, but I didn't write it.
No.
He's like, well, it was
not
beautiful.
Mr.
It must have
Walker's
been you.
poem. It was Mr. Andrews' work.
Oh, don't if he wanted people to know, he would have said so.
You have a lot to say.
Aww. It's cute though that he got that reassurance that like what he's writing is good.
We've decided to name a new captain while Julian, God willing, recovers.
Reggie.
Archie.
Oh, well, that works too.
Right, Archie?
I thought they would give it to Reggie just because he saved them.
Who said that the milkman was a drifter?
Sheriff Keller, if I'm not mistaken. It's obvious what happened. This drifter, his mind was poisoned by the Drek Pet Comics publishers. and
Oh
he was
my
inspired
God.
to go on a murderous rampage, much
He's like, I don't know if I agree with
the
that.
original comic book.
My guess is that someone is pulling the strings. And if he is a drifter or something, maybe the person pulling the strings is paying him to do the dirty work.
Do you really think that a drifter would do that?
Yes, don't
Yeah, like why?
drifters usually move on?
I don't know what this. I don't know drift. I don't know what the statistic is, but isn't it like most killings or like murders are super high percentage, like 90% or something, done by people that know you or like that know the person or have some type of relationship with the person?
Neither of you are in a position to theorize. We have told you exactly what happened.
Interesting.
Now, I hope that
He's
you
staying
both
quiet. Wonder
finally see the very real danger.
Me. This is just like mirroring the video game argument. Like, I'm sorry. I play Call of Duty. I play Fortnite. I play Battlefield. I play Grand Theft Auto. It's my favorite game in the world. Do I go out and kill people and rob cars? No. No, I don't. Video games do not make people violent. People that become violent or something's going on, something's wrong, you know? It's not video games that makes that happen. What video game are you playing that's like, hey, go out and f***ing kill people?
I'm honored to be named captain of this team. But
Is he gonna want Reggie to do it?
shouldn't it be Reggie? I mean, he's our strongest player. By a mile.
Well, that may be so.
I mean,
Archie.
Julian wasn't strong.
This wasn't my call. Clifford Blossom wanted you to step
Of
up.
course.
Leave this one alone.
When has Archie
Well,
ever
glad you
left
came to see
anything
me.
alone?
Is that...
Your dad's captain's patch. I know he'd want you wearing it for your first game as team captain.
Aww.
It'll just be the two of us in her apartment doing whatever we want.
When have you not, Elizabeth?
Shut the... I'm so sick of this bitch. Bye. Is she staying there for good? I hope she is, please.
I told the boys that too.
What boys? Archie and Reggie?
God, no. I actually want to have some fun. So, I invited Kevin and Clay to come over
Hell
after closing
yeah.
up at the Babylonium.
Aww. Aww. This is one thing that I really do love about the 50s storyline is like Betty and Veronica are like friends again, you know? Not letting these guys get in the way of each other. Oh, that must be who she
Your
yells
brother's
at.
always been a dunce. He made his bed, let him lay in it.
Wow. What a dickhead.
Are you truly so desperate to relive your glory days as a bulldog that you would forsake your own son?
Yes. I was a bulldog.
Okay.
You give the people that, they'll follow you anywhere.
I certainly
Not
won't
the
be shaking
wig
my pom-poms while my
showing.
brother hovers between life and death.
Did you guys see that? Behind his ear is like shiny.
You will put on your little happy face and you will cheer your little heart out until your spoiled pink lungs bleed. Do I make myself clear?
What the f***? Aw. This is gonna be so cute though. Hey, Kevin and Clay are gonna have their own space, their own privacy. I wish we could have seen more of Kevin and Clay's relationship. I feel like we saw a ton of it up until they like actually kind of became a thing, and then they kind of stopped showing us them as much. This friend group is so cute. Aww. I thought for sure they were drunk when that was in the promo.
Isn't
oh,
it?
now they're
I'll
getting
say
drunk.
this about my parents.
Aww.
They keep their liquor cabinet well stocked.
It seemed like something was percolating with Archie, and we did kiss, but then...
What? What is it that happened? Why is she thinking differently? Did they cut a scene out? I'm so confused. They kissed. They went back. He was like kissing her goodnight. It got interrupted by Alice, but they literally touched lips. I noticed that when I was making a thumbnail for it. They do touch lips, but they have to pull away because Alice opens the door. What happened between now and then that she made her change her mind about that situation? What did Archie do? Did they cut a scene out? Because that doesn't make any sense why she'd be second guessing after that happened.
Who's packing the most heat?
What the f? What the f?
I will say that both Archie and Reggie both have a lot to be really proud of.
I am not surprised. I felt as much with Archie.
Okay.
Oh my god. Remember when Archie got a fucking boner? Because that scene was so needed.
Dilton Doily.
Period, Dilton. Dilton gets #1.
To all the boys.
To all the boys. To Dilton's big dick. You guys aren't totally obvious. They can't look at him the same.
And our new team captain, Archie Andrews.
Are you okay, Cheryl?
I'm fine. Just doing as is demanded of me.
I'm glad that Archie still like cares about Cheryl though and like asked if she was okay.
It's hard to speak off the cuff like that. However,
Yeah, he was
when
not
you
prepared
write,
for it.
you do so with passion,
Aw.
clarity, heart.
Well, it's swell of you to say, Mrs. Thornton.
Well, let's get you drawing another story ASAP.
Hell yeah.
Jughead here will write a script for you.
Oh, golly, we'd love that.
I am looking at the dream team.
I don't know why I'm kind of like sus at him. He's a little bit sketchy in my eyes.
The heat's on us right now. Everybody's talking about the latest editorial that Quack Werthers wrote. Hell, even the AP picked it up.
That is true. They need to be careful.
You're staying there as well?
Yes, ma'am. But don't worry, my...
Only downside to that is that we're not going to get any window scenes. Barchi window scenes.
You'll get your chance to run back on the court.
Him.
Of course, Mantle there, he's a choker. He's gonna fold like a sheet again this weekend.
We'll see.
Shut your mouth before I give you a freaking knuckle sandwich.
Save it for the game.
Can they stop? I can't. They should have like had them speak in the accents. Not accents, but like speak the way people talked in the 50s if they were going to add in lines like that. Because speaking how we do present day with lines like that that could have been said in the 50s is what makes it weird. Also, the driver of that car looks like he's about 50 years old. Ain't no way that's a player.
But Stonewall doesn't play for food stamps.
Yeah, neither do we. Good joke, bitch. I can't believe they just let them take the mascot.
Looks like Boris Karloff, but panics when you crowd him. Archie, that's your target. Stay on him like the
That'd be
paint on
me.
the side of a barn.
Like, hey, I can shoot free throws,
You with
but
us?
I'm gonna panic when it comes to the game. Also, I get stressed out when people crowd when I played basketball because I almost snapped my finger and got the worst jammed finger because I got crowded all at once and I didn't know, and I like threw the ball up and the person hit it back down like to like intercept it, not intercept it, but you know what I mean. And then my finger jammed so bad it almost like snapped at the bottom. And so now, I mean, I don't play basketball right now anymore, but like whenever I would play after that, I was really like hesitant. I wasn't giving it my full all because I was scared it was gonna happen again.
You should be the captain. You're made for it. Heck, it's your dream.
I don't think about that kind of stuff.
They could always like say that Archie's the captain, but like really Reggie does this stuff. Also, I think it's just so satisfying that Julian can't even play probably.
I play basketball because it's a way for me to feel close to my dad. Not because it's my passion.
So what's your passion? Cars?
Betty, writing.
You wouldn't believe it if I told you.
try him. Maybe he will.
Is it really so important to do another milkman story?
You know, since this whole thing started,
Maybe
no
she
one
just
but
like
you
wants to make an
believed
end of
me.
it.
People were telling me that I was delusional. I am so tired of people telling me what I went through and what I experienced.
I feel that.
We just have to figure out a creative way to have our cake and eat it. Without a glass of milk, of course.
We still don't trust the milk.
She said that I was now a woman and didn't need to be coddled.
But she can't be a woman in other ways.
Sometimes I wonder if I was adopted.
Is it just you and your parents?
I have an older sister, Polly, but she left Riverdale as soon as she turned 18.
Wonder why.
You, Betty Cooper, are aces.
Aww.
Not to mention beautiful to boot.
Aww.
They were fine having me
That's so
around when I was a
sad.
little doll. They could dress up however they wanted. But when I finally
When she
became old
started
enough
having
to
a
have my
brain
own mind
for
with my own
herself, yeah.
thoughts,
That's so
it was
sad.
bye-bye, Veronica.
Aww.
You know who I do think are
I
a
miss
happy and healthy
them.
couple? Kevin and Clay.
They're so cute.
I read in Dr. Kingsley's book that 81% of girls experiment with other girls before they turn 18.
Listen, I wasn't gonna say anything, but I felt a little bit of a vibe. I don't know if that's where they're taking it, but
I've thought about it.
It's only natural. With whom?
what the f is going on? They said Barchi? They said Varchi? They said Bughead? No.
You.
With you. Girl, it's hot in here.
I'm glad you did.
What the f is going on?
Do you want to try it?
What is going on? Wait, no, I'm not ready for this. What the f is going on? I know they're just like gonna make out, but like, imagine just, could we just talk about how f***ing funny it would be? Listen, I'd be really sad if Barchi don't end up together, but how funny would it be if the writers were just like, nah, no Bughead, no Varchi, no Barchi. This is what you get.
Me too.
Are they really about to make out right now? What is going on? This is so intimate. You're gonna get interrupted. Yeah.
Miss Veronica, we're coming in.
You bitch. Good thing they weren't making out when he came in.
You need to tell me everything.
You couldn't have waited like 30 more seconds for them to make out. I'm not for it, but also like I'm for it, you know? Just imagine Kevin and Clay endgame, Cheryl and Tony endgame, Betty and Veronica endgame. I'm just saying. That would be so funny. I'm sorry. I don't necessarily want that, but it would be funny.
I miss your greeting voice. I miss your horsey laugh. Brother dear, please come back to me.
Aww.
I beg of you.
Oh, jeez, would you stop it with the waterworks, sis?
There we go.
You're embarrassing both of us.
Aww.
Horsey laugh. And remember that.
Aww. That's so cute. That's the first scene that they've had together that's like really cute.
I'm going to fix everything.
How?
In any case,
Her
tell
shoes are
me a
so
little
loud.
bit more about the Metal Boys replacement.
Difficult keeping it all hush-hush, Mr. Mayor, but we just finalized the papers.
What the f?
Swap him out for a normal red-blooded American lad, a real one.
The fucking racism. I'm glad she's gonna do something about it. Holy shit.
What kind of mother
Aw.
disowns their own child?
I'm
When
glad
you
she's
have a
confronting
child,
her.
Do you know what your middle name becomes? Sacrifice. And here I thought Penelope Blossom was bad. And you can bet your bottom dollar that I
Damn.
said the same thing to Hermione Lodge. And you
Hell
had best
yeah.
pray that you can repair the damage that you've done.
So am I your daughter again?
Of course. You and Ethel are.
And Ethel. Include Ethel in that one. I'm still shook that they were about to make out though. And not just like, oh, we're drunk, this is fun, let's make out. It was like a, have you ever thought about kissing a girl? And I was like, yeah, you. Like, bitch.
How much you want to wager the new ringer is a few shades lighter than me? I want to do it as captain.
Well, that's what I want to. Same with all the guys on the team. So let's see if we can make it happen for you.
Yeah, if all the guys on the team back it up and they're like, no, we're not gonna fucking play with this other person. We're not playing unless Reg stays.
I think it's brilliant.
Oh, gee,
Aw.
thanks, Mr. Fieldstone. We tried other things.
We
Lets
just kept
her
circling back to it.
write her story without continuing the milkman.
I vote we thicken this milkshake.
Aw.
Ah, to hell with it. I've always been a thumb my nose at the world kind of guy. We got a comic book to publish.
Aw.
I want you at your
Hell
best.
yeah.
We're not letting you replace Reggie with another player. In fact, I'm turning over my captainship to him. It's what he deserves.
I hope he doesn't realize that it's Cheryl.
Andrews?
If you don't make Reggie captain for the rest of the season, then I walk.
Me too.
And if Archie and Reggie walk, we all walk. We're a team. We stand together.
Aw. Good. Stick it to him. Screw him.
So what will it be, sir?
Yes, take his power away. What can he do about that? She gonna call Veronica? I still...
Hello?
Phew.
What is going on? Are they like...
That is so strange. I was just about to call you.
Well, I was only calling to say goodnight. And that I miss you. What were you calling about?
Same.
This is so gay.
Great minds. You want to sit together? That way you can explain all the esoteric rules to me.
The few I picked up as a river
Are they flirting? What is going on? They really said Archie and Reggie want to have this bromance. We're gonna fall in love with each other. I am still shooketh.
Thank you. I know the only reason Mayor Blossom rubber stamped me is because of the way you fellas supported me.
Aww.
No one's ever done that for me before.
Aww.
My folks made the trip from Duck Creek to watch my first game as captain.
Aww. So don't embarrass me.
So
let's win this for Reggie's folks.
Aww.
Hey.
I thought he was gonna kiss him.
Count on that.
Thank you, Brett. Can't believe they brought him back. Oh my god, are they about to kiss? He looks like he's about to poop his pants.
In honor of their teammate Julian Blossom, who, as we understand it, is on the mend.
Maybe it's gonna make Julian a better person.
The defeated Stallions shook hands with their victors at center court before returning the statue of Riverdale's beloved mascot,
Cute.
Peppy.
So how's it feel? MVP and record breaker?
Aww.
I wanted to give you something.
Aww.
Your dad's Captain Patch.
That's so
Archie,
sweet.
I can't.
I want you to, Reg. I mean a lot to me. And to him.
Aww. I really love how they've gotten to be better friends in this.
I'll honor him, I promise.
Same with like
And then
Betty.
I'll give it back.
Betty and Veronica, like, obviously they're good friends, but I feel like towards the most recent seasons, they aren't, like, as close as they used to be. So it's cool to see them be close again, and then to see Archie and Reggie be close.
What about writing poems? That's what you love to do, right? That's
Aww.
your passion, isn't it?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure the world's ready for Archie Andrews, beatnik poet.
For a brief moment, they were two teenage boys, unaware that a storm was coming, as Mr. Fieldstone said.
Aww.
And that all of us would be smashed to pieces by it.
Dang. I didn't think that episode was bad. Okay, there we go. That was Riverdale Season 7, Episode 12. This was a good episode. I don't know why people disliked it. I mean, it wasn't, like, my favorite, but it definitely wasn't bad. There was so much that happened in this episode that I was just like, wait, what? I'm glad that Ethel is going to be staying with Alice and not going back to the Sisters of Quiet Mercy, but it's funny to me how Alice immediately just, like, claims her as her new daughter. I'm really happy that Mary confronted Alice and Hermione about the kids, because I was so sick of Alice and that bullshit, especially because, like, once Ethel came, suddenly she's treating her like a daughter and not her own daughter. Wish they didn't interrupt right then, though. I hope that they don't make Betty and Veronica a thing in terms of, like, actual feelings, but that seemed, like, very kind of romantic. Did it not? I don't know. I know they said, like, oh, I've made out with a girl before, whatever. And then Betty said that she was curious to make out with one, too, and she was like, with who? And she's like, with you. Like, to think of somebody specifically that you want to make out with is interesting to me, you know? It's not like she's like, oh, I've always just wanted to make out with a girl to see what it's like. She's like, I want to make out with you. And they were about to. It's just so weird. And I don't understand the scene where Betty's talking about how, like, she doesn't know what things are with Archie. Nothing happened. They were about to kiss. and then they said goodbye to each other because Alice caught them. Like, did they not put a scene in that I'm missing, or like what? Because for what I knew, they were good. They were solid, you know, but then all of a sudden she's saying like things aren't great. That's what I'm confused about. I don't get it. But the whole conversation of Betty and Veronica on the couch was just interesting. Talking about like same-sex couples and stuff. I don't know. It seemed very, very much more than just friends making out, you know? And like the gay part of me is just like, yes, give it to me. I would think they're so cute together. But at the same time, like the entire series, they've not gone there, you know? Besides Betty's vision in this season of her kissing everyone and her kissing Veronica, they've not had anything that's like hinting towards romance with them. So it would be kind of stupid if they had them like actually get together feelings wise. If it's just a make out because they're curious, like that's not a big deal. But like if it's a feelings involved type thing, I think that's kind of dumb that they would put this all together, you know, 8 episodes before the finale. I'm just worried about like what couples are going to end up together, because Lily did an interview or whatever and said like not to get your hopes up to people, but I don't know if that's to Bugheads, if that's to Barchies, if that's to like what, you know? Who knows? I just hope that they don't kind of like chicken out and make nobody be endgame in terms of Barchie and Bughead and Varchie and stuff. I hope that they don't chicken out because they're afraid to make people upset. Like, at what point does it not matter? You know? Like, it's gonna be the finale. It's not like the feedback is gonna like hurt your show in the future because it's gonna be over. So just do what is the right thing, which is Betty and Archie. They've been hinting that relationship since the beginning of the show. It's been a slow progression since the pilot, and that's clearly what is meant to be together. Like, they're engaged in present day. So it wouldn't make sense to me to have them not end up together. And I hope they don't pull some bullshit that's like, I choose myself, you know, because like Betty's not been with Jughead for a long time now. So there's no reason why that should come into play, and same with Varchie. Because we clearly know that they're over those people in present day, and here as well, you know. But I would love to see, like, even if it's just an episode of Betty and Veronica being kind of like flirting with each other and shit, I would be here for it. As long as it doesn't last, you know, forever. And also that phone call too, the fact that she called her and she's like, I don't know, that was very like flirty, like what you would do when you have a crush on somebody, you know? So I'm wondering where they're going with this, honestly, because it's interesting. It's interesting. It's sweet that they're like bringing Archie's poems back into play and stuff. I want him to write something for Betty because it would be really cute. I'm still wondering why Jughead has no scenes with the main characters. He's just with Ethel, which is fine. I'm actually enjoying his scenes with Ethel. I've enjoyed Ethel a lot more this season than I have in the past. But at the same time, I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is the last season. He's barely around the cast. So I'm kind of like honestly wondering if they have some beef a little bit, especially with how Cole talked about Lily. You know, things were a little bit messy after that. So I wonder if the rest of the cast is like not too happy with him, or if it's just written this way. I don't know. But I would feel better about it if Tabitha was part of it, you know? Then I would understand more, but it's like Ethel, so it kind of seems like they're just singling him out. Archie becomes the captain because Clifford Blossom is fucking racist and does not want Reggie as the captain, even though Reggie saved his son's life and the other Bulldogs. Cheryl overhears, and thank God she tells Archie, and all of the players stand up against him, and they're like, if you get rid of him, we're not playing, you know, which is awesome, because like, what is he gonna do? Get a whole new team of people that don't even live there? You know, how are you gonna do that? And so of course he was left with no choice but to make Reggie captain and keep him on the team, which, thank God. We see Brett again, which like, I could have gone my whole life without seeing that motherfucker again. Do not like him. I miss Tony this episode. Also, the scene of Clifford yelling at Cheryl like broke my heart. I feel so bad for her, and I want her to be happy. I want Tony back so that she can be happy, because her home life is not good. But I did love the scenes of Julian and Cheryl, when Cheryl's breaking down, talking to him when he's like in the coma, but he's not actually, he's like waking up, and so he hears it. But that was really sweet. And then the scene afterwards when they're listening to the game, it's just so sweet. I feel like this near-death experience is going to be an eye-opener for Julian and hopefully make him a better person. I really think it is. And then we're going to see more of his relationship with Cheryl. But it's so interesting because they're still filming through the weekend, and Julian, his actor, is still there filming. So I'm curious what they're going to do, and it still seems like the 50s. So are we just going to stay in the 50s? They get their memories back, but stay in the 50s? Because what? I don't know. I don't think I'd be happy with that, to be honest, because they're older. And once they get their memories, they're going to know that they're older, so it wouldn't make sense. I don't know. we'll see. But that makes me think that we're going to see like 5 minutes of them back in present day. Unless they already filmed some present day stuff and we just didn't know. Maybe they kept it like under wraps. I don't know. But I'm worried. I'm wondering if something's going to happen where like everything kind of not resets, but they get their memories coming back to them and then they stay in the 50s, but like the 50s ends up changing back to like their ages and everything, but they stay in the 50s. Like I wonder if something like that might happen to make it so that it ends kind of truer to the comics, which are like older and that's more the style of the comics. Does that make sense? So kind of like pretty much everything that is happening present day, but just make it in the 50s. Maybe they figure something out and then it just does that. They're stuck in the 50s, but it's everything else is normal. Don't know. I also love that they're giving Dalton like all these random little storylines, like the whole penis size and shit. That was funny. But yeah, I think I might watch the promo. I'm not going to film my reaction to it because I'm going to watch it later. But I'm so curious what they're going to do with Betty and Archie because, I mean, not Betty and Archie, Betty and Veronica. Because, like, what the fuck? That just seems so out of nowhere. And at first I was like, oh, they're just, like, being sweet or whatever, being cute. But then I was like, there's a little bit of a vibe here. But I also love how it is kind of confirming Betty being bisexual because ever since the beginning, I felt like she's been bi, you know? And I feel like that's a known thing among the fans is that she's like bisexual or something, you know? But yeah, still want my Barchi endgame, but I'm also here for this like episode or two fling of Betty and Veronica. I don't know, it would be cute, I think. And the ending was so cute of Archie and Reggie and how he's like truly his brother. And like I said in the reaction, that is something I really, really love about this season is Betty and Veronica are closer than ever. Archie and Reggie are BFFs, and it's just so sweet to see that. And you know that that's going to roll over into their memories when they get them back, and they're going to have really great friendships with each other. I'm just like so wondering about Jughead. Like Archie mentioned Jughead in that one episode, and like how he's his friend, but you never hang out with him ever. He never hangs out with any of them. So we'll see, I guess. Okay, maybe I will react to the promo real quick, so that way y'all can see what I feel about it. But like if I was a Varchi fan and I saw that and like I'm still rooting for their endgame, I would be so not satisfied if all of a sudden they just threw them together at the last minute when like none of their feelings have gone that way at all. And what doesn't make sense to me is Archie is like not about her at all in the 50s. He's like says even worse than that he's like just like, nope, not for me, you know, whatever. I bet you there's a reason for that kiss, or I don't know, something is up with that. I think there's gonna be a reason that they kiss. Are Cheryl and Kevin gonna be beards for each other? Because that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I feel like there's got to be a reason for that kiss. It seems like Evelyn probably outs Cheryl or blackmails her or something. That's gonna be bad. I don't know. It kind of does look like Cheryl and Kevin are gonna be each other's beards. That's so funny. I love that for them. Be each other's beards, yet they both have same-sex partners. But yeah, that episode looks all kinds of freaking crazy. I'm not thinking anything of that Varchi kiss, to be honest. They have not gone in that direction this season at all. I don't think it's going to mean anything. I mean, we heard so much from Archie that she's not the type of person for him. So that doesn't make sense why they'd be kissing. There's got to be a reason, because I'm going to be mad if there's not. Because, like, okay, first of all, throwing this, like, Betty and Veronica weird little flirtation ship at us in this episode, and then suddenly Varchi, and then, like, more Barchi, it's like, stop. It's getting ridiculous at this point. It's like they're trying to appease everybody, you know? I kind of felt like that last season, too. I felt like they were trying to appease all of the shippers. Okay, we're going to give you this kiss real quick. We're going to give you this kiss of Bughead, even though it means absolutely nothing, even though they're supposed to be recreating this kiss before the bomb goes off. It all felt very fan service. I don't like using that term, but that's what it is. But yeah, really looking forward to it, guys. I think that is pretty much it. I'll see you guys Wednesday or Thursday. I'm hopefully gonna watch it live. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. See you guys then. Thanks for watching.
Oh my, well, it's unfair. Looking like that, make a gentleman stare. Oh my, well, it's unfair. Looking like that, make a gentleman